If you've got 1500 gems and you want to know the best skins to spend them on, you're in the right place because I'm going to break down the best value gold pass skins to buy in the shop. The number 5 Barbarian King skin is the Shadow King, and every single skin in Clash of Clans has 100% custom animation, so obviously I'm not going to say that for every single skin. The only sound effect he's missing is a knockout sound effect, otherwise he has 100% custom sound effects, and the only custom visual effect he has is his ability visual effect. The number 4 Barbarian King skin is the Golem King. I know a lot of you are excited about this one because this is definitely a fan favorite skin. He's pretty much exactly the same as the Shadow King as far as value goes. The only difference is he actually has a knockout sound effect, so he has 100% custom sound effects. And just like the Shadow King, he also has one visual effect, which is his ability visual effect. The number 3 Barbarian King skin is the Pirate King. Like the Shadow King, the only sound effect he's missing is his knockout sound effect, and he has 2 visual effects. The first one is on his selection, those sparks as he drags his hook across the blade, and the second one is on his pose, exactly the same visual effect as his selection. The number 2 Barbarian King skin is the P.E.K.K.A. King, and the P.E.K.K.A. King checks the same number of boxes as the Pirate King, but the reason he's in second is because he has a constant visual effect on his sword instead of a selection visual effect. And a constant visual effect is obviously more value because you can see it all the time instead of just during his selection animation. The only sound effect that he's missing is his ability sound effect, and for his visual effects he has a constant visual effect and a pose visual effect. And the number 1 Barbarian King skin is the Jolly King. He has the same number of sound effects as the previous 4 skins, and he's the only gold pass skin that has 3 visual effects. All the rest have either 2 or less. Like the P.E.K.K.A. King, the only sound effect he's missing is his ability sound effect, and for visual effects he has a pose visual effect, a knockout visual effect, and a resting visual effect. And all 3 of those visual effects are essentially the same, where there's snow falling onto him. Now for the Archer Queen, the number 5 Archer Queen skin is the Summer Queen. She's only missing 2 sound effects, her deployment sound effect and her knockout sound effect. She also has 2 visual effects, attacking and ability visual effects. The number 4 Archer Queen skin is the Goblin Queen. She has less sound effects than the Summer Queen, so they're nearly tied, but the Goblin Queen has more visual effects, which are more important than sound effects. Like the Summer Queen, she's missing deployment and knockout sound effects, but she's also missing ability sound effects. And the 3 visual effects that she has are a constant, selection, and attacking visual effects. The number 3 Archer Queen skin is the Miner Queen, and she's exactly the same as the Summer Queen, but with one addition. She's missing 2 sound effects, deployment and knockout, and on top of her attacking and ability visual effects, just like the Summer Queen, she also has a constant visual effect. The number 2 Archer Queen skin is the Jolly Queen. She has the exact same sound effects as the Goblin Queen. She's missing deployment, ability, and knockout, but she has selection, pose, and attacking sound effects. And for visual effects, she has pose, attacking, knockout, and resting, which means she's one of 2 gold pass queen skins that have 4 visual effects. And the number 1 Archer Queen skin is the Chess Queen, who also has 4 visual effects. As far as sound effects, she's only missing her ability sound effect, and her 4 visual effects are constant, pose, attacking, and ability. The value of the Chess Queen is nearly as good as some of the legendary queen skins. And if this video is helpful so far, don't forget to click subscribe. Now for the Grand Warden, and the number 5 Grand Warden skin is the Dark Ages Warden. The only 2 sound effects that he's missing are ability and knockout sound effects, and for visual effects he has a constant visual effect and an attacking visual effect. The number 4 Grand Warden skin is the Clockwork Warden. Now the only sound effect this skin is missing is his ability sound effect, and for visual effects he has a constant visual effect, pose, and attacking visual effect. That means he has 1 more sound effect than Dark Ages and 1 more visual effect than Dark Ages. And you might notice that the Warden stat bars have way more numbers than the King or Queen. That's because the Grand Warden has 2 modes, air and ground mode, and both modes can have different animations and effects. So instead of just knockout, he has ground knockout and air knockout, but unless I say otherwise, both modes have the custom features. The number 3 Grand Warden skin is the Future future Warden. The only two sound effects he's missing are ability and knockout sound effects, and he is loaded with visual effects. He has a constant visual effect, selection, pose, attacking, and knockout visual effects. The number 2 Grand Warden skin is the Jolly Warden, and in reality you're getting about the same value from the future Warden and the Jolly Warden. The only difference is the Jolly Warden has a resting visual effect instead of a constant visual effect. So if you like that constant electrical visual effect, choose the future Warden, but if you like the snow falling on the Jolly Warden while resting, then pick him instead. The number 1 Grand Warden skin is the Gingerbread Warden. Now, I have a hunch that the dev team made all the gingerbread skins to the standard of legendary skins and then just had to pick one of them to be the gold pass skin, because the Gingerbread Warden is almost better than any of the legendary Grand Warden skins, and the features also line up with the amount and quality of features that the other gingerbread skins got. So buying the Gingerbread Warden is a steal of a deal. The only sound effect that he's missing is his ability sound effect, and as far as visual effects, he has a constant visual effect, selection, pose, walking, and attacking visual effects. Now for the Royal Champion, tied for the number 5 Royal Champion skins are the Shadow Champion and the Warrior Champion. The only difference is the Shadow Champion has attack sound effects instead of ability sound effects, and the Warrior Champion has ability sound effects instead of attacking sound effects. Both have selection and pose sound effects, and both of them have attacking and ability visual effects. The number 4 Royal Champion skin is the Pirate Champion. She's only missing 2 sound effects, her deployment and knockout sound effects. And for visual effects, just like the Shadow and Warrior, she also has attacking visual effects and ability visual effects. The number 3 Royal Champion skin is the Party Champion. The only sound effect that she's missing is her ability sound effect, which means she has selection, pose, deployment, attacking, and knockout sound effects. Just like all the others, she has attacking and ability visual effects. The number 2 Royal Champion skin is the Champion's Champion with 100% custom sound effects. And she's the only Gold Pass Royal Champion skin with 100% custom sound effects. And just like all the other skins, she's got attacking and ability visual effects, but on top of that, she also has a constant visual effect. The number 1 Royal Champion skin is the Ghost Champion. Now, what I said earlier about the Gingerbread Warden, I think the same about the Ghost Champion, and I actually have some evidence to support this hunch. I think all the Ghost skins were made to the legendary standard, and then they just chose the Champion as the Gold Pass skin for the October month. And the thing that makes me even more sure about this is that for a while in the live game, the Ghost Champion was labeled as a legendary skin, even though she was clearly a reward in the Gold Pass. She definitely has the value of a legendary skin. The only sound effect she's missing is a knockout sound effect, and for visual effects, she has a constant visual effect, a selection, pose, attacking, ability, knockout, and resting. She's literally only missing deployment and walking visual effects, which destroys the record for any amount of visual effects a champion skin has had. If this was helpful, make sure to subscribe and also watch my 2024 scenery buying guide.